sun rises like liquid gold, poured across the sleeping town, spreading its warmth over terracotta rooftops, sliding down weathered stone walls, pooling into spaces between ancient cobblestones. Each stone catches the light differently, some gleaming smooth and polished by countless footsteps, others rough and textured, creating a patchwork of shadow and brilliance that shifts with every passing moment. The air carries the promise of a perfect day, cool and fresh from the night, but warming slowly, gently, as the sun climbs higher into the pale morning sky. A soft breeze moves through the narrow streets, carrying with it the mingled scents of approaching commerce, fresh bread warming in ovens, herbs being bundled for sale, the green sweetness of dew-dampened leaves. Footsteps begin to echo against the stone walls, the soft shuffle of early risers, vendors wheeling wooden carts across the cobblestones, the wheels rolling and bumping over each uneven stone, creating a gentle rhythm that speaks of routine, of community, of another day, beginning in this timeless place. The square opens before you, like a stage being set for the day's performance. Vendors arriving with their treasures, wooden stalls creaking as they're unfolded, canvas awnings snapping gently in the morning breeze. The sound like quiet applause welcoming the new day. Baskets appear as if by magic, woven from golden reeds, their surfaces smooth and warm to the touch, each one filled with the bounty of local farms. Oranges pile high like small suns, their skin dimpled and fragrant, releasing tiny bursts of citrus oil when brushed by passing hands. Lemons gleam pale yellow, their surface slightly waxy, promising the sharp sweetness hidden within. The bread vendor's stall fills with golden loaves, still warm from the ovens, their crusts crackling softly as they cool in the morning air. The sound is almost musical, a gentle popping and crackling that speaks of grain transformed by fire, of ancient alchemy that turns simple flour into sustenance, into comfort, into the heart of community life. Footsteps approach across the square, different from the vendors, these belonging to someone who moves with purpose, but without haste. Someone who understands that the journey can be as valuable as the destination. Elias enters the market like a reader opening a beloved book, ready to discover both familiar passages and unexpected treasures. His canvas bag hangs comfortably across his shoulder, the fabric soft and worn from countless market days, warmed by the sun and marked by the subtle scents of previous purchases. Herbs and spices, fresh bread, the lingering fragrance of flowers carried home on other mornings. He pauses at the first stall, his fingers hovering just above the tomatoes, not quite touching, but close enough to feel their warmth, to sense their perfect ripeness. Their skin's taut and gleaming, some still carrying dewdrops like tiny jewels. The scent rises around him, green and earthy, with that distinctive sharpness that speaks of sun-warmed vines and careful cultivation. Another figure moves through the market, her presence like a gentle current in the bustling stream of commerce. Clara, her scarf catching the morning light, floating behind her like a whispered prayer. The fabric soft and weightless, moving with each breath of breeze that finds its way between the stalls. She approaches the flower vendor's display, a cascade of colors that seems to hold all the beauty of the countryside. Lavender stems bundled with rough twine, their purple blooms releasing their calming fragrance into the warm air. Chamomile flowers like tiny stars scattered among green leaves, their scent sweet and healing, promising peaceful dreams and quiet moments. Her fingertips brush against the petals, so gently it's barely contact, feeling their silk soft texture, their delicate strength, the way they yield to touch while maintaining their perfect form. Each flower releases its essence at her touch, creating a cloud of fragrance that surrounds her like a blessing, like nature's own perfume, created just for this moment. The morning light shifts, slanting through the market in golden beams, illuminating the space between the stalls, creating corridors of brightness where dust motes dance like tiny spirits, where the ordinary world transforms into something magical, something charged with possibility. Elias moves deeper into the market, his attention caught by a display of pears, their surfaces smooth and cool, ranging from pale green to golden yellow, each one perfect in its own way, each one promising sweetness hidden beneath its modest skin. He reaches toward them, his fingers selecting one with particular care. Clara turns from the flower stall, her arms cradled with lavender, her senses still immersed in their calming fragrance, her attention focused inward on the peace that flowers always bring her, unaware that destiny is about to unfold in the simplest possible way. Through the accidental choreography of two people moving through the same small space at the same perfect moment, they meet in the space between heartbeats, between intention and accident. Clara's gentle movement, carrying her directly into Elias's path, their bodies brushing with the softest contact, nothing dramatic, nothing that would draw attention from strangers, just two people suddenly occupying the same small space, suddenly aware of each other in a way that transforms everything. Clara's bundle, rolling across the uneven cobblestones with a soft, hollow sound, like a wooden bell ringing once before settling into silence. The fruit comes to rest near Elias's feet, its golden skin gleaming in the market light. An unlikely messenger, a small gift from circumstance to two souls ready to receive whatever the universe might offer. Elias bends to retrieve the wayward fruit, his fingers closing around its familiar weight, its surface slightly warm from Clara's touch, still carrying the ghost of her hands, still connected to the moment of their meeting. He straightens slowly, his eyes finding hers, and in that gaze lies the recognition that something has shifted, something has begun. Their eyes meet like recognition, like coming home, like finding something precious that was never truly lost, just temporarily misplaced in the vast complexity of the world. Clara's eyes hold flecks of gold that match the morning light, warm and inviting, suggesting depths worth exploring, stories worth hearing. Elias extends the pear toward her, his gesture simple but somehow significant, a small act of service, of restoration, of returning something precious to its rightful place. His fingers brush hers as she accepts it, the contact lasting only a moment, but carrying the electric whisper of connection, of possibility, of two lives suddenly aware of each other's existence. Clara's laugh bubbles up from somewhere deep inside, soft and genuine, the sound like water over smooth stones, like wind chimes touched by a gentle breeze. The laughter carries more than amusement. It carries welcome, acceptance, the invitation to stay, to continue, to see what other small miracles this morning might offer. Words flow between them, like a conversation that began long before they met, natural and unforced, carrying more meaning than their simple content might suggest. They speak of the market, of mourning, of the simple pleasure of finding unexpected beauty in ordinary moments. But beneath the words runs a deeper current, the recognition of kindred spirits, of hearts that beat with similar rhythms. They begin to move together, their steps finding a natural synchronization, their pace unhurried but purposeful. Two people suddenly sharing the exploration of a familiar space that has become new, transformed by companionship, by the simple magic of experiencing wonder together rather than alone. The aroma of fresh bread envelops them like an embrace. Yeast and flour transformed by fire into golden perfection. Crusts crackling softly as they cool, releasing steam that carries the essence of grain fields and morning ovens. The scent is complex, layered, beginning with the sharp sweetness of well-baked crust and deepening into the nutty warmth of the bread's heart. Clara's hand breaks a piece of warm olive loaf, the bread yielding to her touch. taste of Mediterranean sunshine captured in simple dough. She offers it with the unconscious generosity of someone who understands that joy multiplies when shared, that simple pleasures become profound when experienced in good company. Elias accepts the gift, his fingers warm from her touch, the bread still carrying heat from the oven, soft and dense with flavor, each chew releasing new layers of taste, salt and herbs, the earthiness of olives, the comfort of grain transformed into sustenance. He closes his eyes for a moment, savoring not just the bread, but the moment, the generosity, the simple intimacy of sharing food with a stranger who no longer feels like a stranger. They move to the honey stall, where glass jars catch the morning light like captured sunshine, each one glowing with different shades of amber, from pale gold to deep bronze, each representing different flowers, different seasons, different corners of the countryside where bees have worked their ancient magic. Elias selects a piece of honeycomb, its hexagonal chambers perfect in their natural geometry, wax that yields to gentle pressure, releasing honey that flows like liquid gold, thick and fragrant, carrying the essence of wildflowers, of clover meadows, of lazy summer afternoons, when bees moved from bloom to bloom in the endless dance of pollination. He offers it to Clara, watching as she accepts it with the same grace she brought to offering the bread, her lips touching the honeycomb, her eyes closing as the sweetness spreads across her palate, the taste immediate and intense, floral and complex. Nature's own confection created through the patient work of countless wings, countless journeys from hive to flower and back again. They find themselves moving more slowly, their exploration of the market becoming secondary to their exploration of each other, the discovery of shared appreciations, similar ways of seeing the world, compatible rhythms of attention and wonder. Words come easily, but silences come easily too. Comfortable pauses where they simply exist together in the golden morning light, watching other market goers, absorbing the complex symphony of commerce and community, feeling themselves becoming part of something larger, part of the daily ritual that connects neighbors and strangers, buyers and sellers, all the threads that weave community together. Clara speaks of painting, her voice soft and thoughtful, describing the way colors blend on canvas, the way light changes throughout the day, the challenge of capturing not just what she sees but what she feels, the emotional landscape that exists beneath the visible world. Her hands move as she talks, sketching shapes in the air, painting with gestures the pictures she creates with brush and pigment. They settle at the fountain's edge, the stone warm from morning sun, but still cool enough to provide comfort. gently in the center, creating a soft, continuous sound that masks their conversation from others, that creates a bubble of privacy in the public space, a small sanctuary where deeper truths can be shared. Elias speaks of writing, his voice thoughtful and measured, describing the way stories emerge from observation, from paying attention to the small moments that others might overlook, the way human connection reveals itself in gesture, in glance, in the thousand tiny ways that people show care for one another. His words paint pictures of his own, landscapes of the heart, maps of human experience. Their bags rest forgotten at their feet. The morning's purchase is suddenly less important than this unexpected gift, this discovery of someone who sees the world with similar eyes, who finds beauty in similar places, who understands that art, whether words or paint, is really about connection, about building bridges between one heart and another. The morning shoppers begin to thin, their baskets full, their weekly rituals complete, leaving the square less crowded but no less magical. The late morning light different from the early golden beams, warmer, more settled, casting shorter shadows and revealing details hidden in dawn's dramatic angles. Vendors begin the slow process of closing their stalls, folding awnings, packing unsold goods, counting the day's earnings. The market's energy shifting from the bright excitement of morning commerce to the satisfied calm of work well done, of community served, of another day's connection between those who grow and those who need. Clara and Elias rise from the fountain, their movement reluctant, neither wanting to break the spell of this perfect morning, this unexpected gift of connection, but understanding that all good things have their natural rhythms, their times of beginning and their times of gentle conclusion. They walk through quieter streets now, their footsteps echoing softly against stone walls, the sound intimate and private, two sets of feet finding a rhythm together, moving away from the public space of the market towards something more personal, more romantic, more charged with the possibilities that have been building between them all morning. The alley opens before them like a secret, narrow and vine-covered. Tiny lanterns strung overhead like stars brought down to earth. The light soft and warm, golden and inviting, transforming the simple space into something magical, something that belongs more to fairy tales than to ordinary mornings in ordinary towns. The air here is different, quieter, filled with the scent of climbing jasmine, of herbs growing in wall planters, of old stone warmed by centuries of sun, of all the romantic encounters that have surely taken place in this perfect setting, this natural stage for hearts to reveal themselves, for connections to deepen into something more. They stop walking without discussion. Some spoken, all the touches they haven't yet shared, all the possibilities that hover in the warm air like promises waiting to be fulfilled. The space between their bodies seems electric, charged with attraction, with the magnetic pull of two souls, recognizing their compatibility. Clara's hand moves, almost unconsciously, reaching toward him, her fingers barely brushing his before pulling back. The touch so light it might have been imagination, but carrying weight far beyond its physical presence, carrying question, invitation, the gentle inquiry of whether he feels what she feels, whether this connection is real and mutual and worth exploring further. Time slows to the pace of heartbeats, to the rhythm of breath, as Elias turns to face her more directly, his eyes holding hers, searching for permission, for welcome, for the invitation to step across the invisible line that separates friendship from something deeper, something more intimate, something that requires courage and vulnerability and trust. He can see his own feelings reflected in her eyes, the same wonder, the same anticipation, the same gentle fear that comes with standing on the threshold of something precious, something that could change everything, something that deserves to be approached with reverence, with care, with the full attention of hearts ready to open themselves to possibility. His hand rises slowly, giving her every opportunity to step away, to indicate that she's not ready, that the moment isn't right, but she doesn't move away. Instead, she moves closer, closing the small distance between them, her face tilting upward, her eyes beginning to flutter closed, her lips parting slightly in unconscious invitation. Their lips meet like a prayer answered, soft and tentative at first, a gentle exploration, a question asked and answered, the first taste of connection, of intimacy, of two people choosing to trust each other with something precious, something vulnerable, something that can't be taken back once given. The kiss deepens naturally, gradually, like dawn spreading across the sky, like flowers opening to sunlight. Clara's hand finding his chest, feeling the quickened rhythm of his heartbeat beneath her palm. Elias's arms encircling her waist, drawing her closer, creating a complete circle of connection, of intimacy, of two bodies recognizing their perfect fit. The world around them fades, the lanterns, the vines, the stone walls, everything dissolving into the pure sensation of lips meeting, a breath mingling, of hearts beating in synchronization, of the sweet taste of honey still lingering on their tongues, mixing with the more complex flavor of attraction, of romance, of love beginning to unfold like expressing the recognition that passed between them at the fountain, the compatibility discovered over shared bread and honey, the ease of conversation, the comfort of compatible silence, all of it distilled into this perfect moment of physical connection. Clara's fingers trace along his jaw, feeling the slight roughness of morning stubble, the warmth of skin, the reality of this man who has transformed her ordinary market morning into something extraordinary, something she'll remember forever, something that marks the beginning of a new chapter in her carefully ordered life. Elias's hand finds the soft curve of her neck, his thumb brushing along her cheek, feeling the silk of her skin, the delicate strength of her, the way she fits perfectly in his arms, as if they were designed for each other, as if all the random chances that brought them to this moment were really destiny disguised as coincidence. They separate slowly, reluctantly, their foreheads touching, their breathing synchronized, sharing the same air, the same space, the same golden light that seems to wrap around them like a blessing, like nature's own approval of what has just unfolded between them. Clara's eyes open slowly, meeting his gaze, finding there the same wonder she feel, the same gratitude, the same recognition that something precious has just been born, something worth protecting, worth nurturing, worth the leap of faith it took to let it happen. No words are needed. The kiss has said everything, has answered every question, has sealed every promise. They stand in perfect silence, perfect understanding, perfect connection. Two souls who found each other in the most ordinary of places, through the most ordinary of accidents, proving that love often comes not with fanfare, but with the gentle collision of two lives ready to become one. They begin to walk again, but everything has changed. Their steps now synchronized, not just by chance, but by choice. Their bodies moving in harmony, their hands naturally finding each other, fingers intertwining like the perfect completion of a puzzle, like two parts of a whole finally united. The late morning light catches in Clara's hair, transforms it into spun gold, creates a halo around her face that makes Elias catch his breath, makes him understand that he's looking at someone precious, someone who has just agreed to share her life with his, someone who has just made his world infinitely more beautiful. Their footsteps echo differently now, creating a shared rhythm on the cobblestones, a duet instead of two separate melodies, the sound of two people who have found their walking pace, their life pace, their perfect synchronization, the harmony that will carry them through all the days to come. because they will do it together, because they will share the small pleasures, multiplied as simple joys, transform the ordinary act of shopping into an act of love, and somewhere in a space